So if you look at this chart, you can see Pluto is right there in Scorpio and in the 6th house. So Pluto is regarded as kind of representing our soul. So really our like depth. And the house of Pluto is pretty much like one of the most subconscious of placements. So I guess, yeah, I had suppressed that part, and it's square my nodes too. And if something is squaring the nodal axis, so the south and north node of the moon, that's usually something that you need to integrate in this life. It's like it might not come easy, but it's there. And you might have suppressed it and need to bring it back. So 6th house is linked to Virgo energy, and that's a lot to do with refining things and wanting to make things better and serve in the world, help others with what you're doing. And the shadow side of that is like when you feel like you're never good enough and that holds you back, like you then try to make everything so perfect that instead of making it, you probably might procrastinate or not release it or really hold it back because you're being too hard on yourself. And it can be because someone else was hard on you or not supportive or whatever. But really becoming aware of and learning about these energies, what they all represent, all these symbols and signs and planets, really helped me to recognize that in myself. And I was like, well, I can learn to be more gentle internally with myself. I don't have to require perfection, and I guess it's still a process, but at least I'm doing things more that I'm interested in, and it doesn't have to be perfect. The important thing is that it has meaning. And yeah, Pluto being in Scorpio, it has to do with like our whole generation, really, the people born between 83 and 95 or so. And we really have this Scorpio depth, like regenerative, very like transformative power. And we really are here to transform the things that need to be transformed. You know, there's a lot of that. But I think together we can do it. And even though, like, I have South Node in Leo, I don't want to shine alone. I think we can shine together. So it will be great to collaborate on something. If you have ideas, let me know. All right. And the South Node is really like where we're coming from, or where we have had past lives, if you want to take it that far. but really like are kind of what we are naturally already, like kind of innately have those qualities. So with Leo, that's like the self-expression, creativity, and artistry in different ways. Or your life force. Leo is ruled by the sun. I'll just take this moment to show you some of my art because we're talking about artistry. Here's a still life from earlier, and then from a few years ago, these two paintings that I call Even in Trees Settling for Winter, Vitality Resides. All right. And so can also think of it like as in you're coming from the south node of the moon, and then you're going towards the north node in this life, wanting to develop into the north node and balance the both of the nodes and those qualities and have them support each other and form like a nice yin yang balance. And with my north node in Aquarius, together with the ruler of the south node, the sun, there, I feel like it's like about bringing that creativity to the bigger picture, the community. And I guess that's what I'm working on. Balancing that, finding ways to bring that to people. Yeah. And it's in my 10th house too, so I guess that's part of what I'm here to do. Okay, so the ruler of North Node, Aquarius, is Uranus, and that's in the 7th house for me, in Capricorn, together with this whole boatload of Capricorn stellium that I have. And in the 7th house, Uranus is like about bringing that kind of detached or isolated perspective to community in a way, like to show up, to share, not to stay outside of connection, but to bring it. I guess that's part of what to learn regarding a Uranus in the 7th house. And Uranus is also pioneering and wanting to change things for the better, kind of like a reforming type of energy. Yeah. And a lot of our, or like the people born around the same time have Saturn and Neptune also in Capricorn. That's like about, well, Saturn rules Capricorn, so It's very strong in my chart, especially because, like, yeah, it rules almost all the planets if you work it out, except for Pluto. But then Pluto is, I think, sextiles the Saturn. So they're a pretty strong pair for me. And Saturn is about structure, and Capricorn is about, I guess, societal structure. And I think we're here to, I guess, transform that, because we're Scorpio. Our generation together, kind of like the regenerative crew, here to see to it that what is stagnant and not working anymore, that we bring awareness to it and see to it that it gets transformed, and to remind everyone that that's possible. We can make a different world. We can make it different. We can make it better. We can make it beautiful, abundant. And we don't have to fight against each other. We can work together. And yeah, that's Saturn. It's in the 8th house for me. There's 4 planets in the 8th house. That's also Scorpio. So yeah, I think I'm sometimes pretty intense, but maybe don't show that much to everyone. Some people know that about me, but I guess I'm starting to feel more at ease with bringing that into expression too more. So that's been feeling great to do that. And I think that astrology has been helping me to bring these different energies more into awareness, and to more consciously bring them more into my life, and really like recognizing parts of myself and bringing them together. So yeah, maybe it would be cool to look at some other people's charts too more. If someone's interested in that, you can send me a message. And yeah, I guess that Virgo energy and Capricorn energy, the earthy, refining and learning by trial and error, and creating things that are tangible, also can be seen in the crafts that I make. I knit and I sew, so I can make clothes or mend clothes. And I respect material. I think it's precious. Everything that's there is precious, and we should respect it and handle it with care and repair what we can, and not just create bad quality and throw it away. And how more materials when we already have so much what we can recycle and use. So that's a little side note there. I guess I could still bring up a little story about Mars. So I was noticing that I don't know, I guess Mars wasn't well integrated. I was like getting quite unhinged sometimes. So I realized that I needed to, in those moments, remember that all these other parts are in here. It can support Mars, and Mars doesn't have to run the show. Mars brings great messages, really important instinctual knowledge, but sometimes it's better to digest that a bit before we go out reacting, so that we can instead respond. And I think what helped me a lot with that was like to integrate more of the healthy Capricorn, being my own authority and being the parent to my own inner child, being there, creating the healthy structure, the good habits, and also to, not make it too strict. Also have that Cancer polarity with the nurturing side, to be very gentle as well with ourselves, So yeah, I think that helped to calm Mars down, to in those moments bring to mind like that, hey, we're all these different energies are here together, and we can figure this out. We can change the circumstance if it's not working like it is, and can figure it out. So yeah, it's more like a community now, like the inner community coming together, figuring things out, as well as finding that outer community more and more to work together, to voice our messages and share them with the world. Yeah. Also, where your Pluto is has also a polarity point, so the opposite part of the chart from there is where your soul wants to develop in this life. So for Pluto Scorpio generation, that is Taurus, and that is about self-reliance and a stable, sovereign, peaceful environment. And that's very much what can help us, because I know that a lot of us are pretty intense and we like to really look at the heavy stuff and the shadow and everything. So that's really what we need for balancing that out, is to have that peaceful nature home so that we can, feel safe in dealing with all this transformation. Yeah, just wanted to bring that still up as a reminder, because I know you guys all know this stuff, but just wanted to bring that up. So thanks for listening, and I'll keep looking for land locally for the sanctuary forest garden to make that bigger. And meanwhile, thanks for being there and for your support. Means a lot. So hopefully see you around. Okay. Thanks.